do, there's things for adults to do, there's things for everybody to do together.
The Anoka County Fair is underway. We'll take a look at what's bringing families through the gates this year. Plus, a trail along Coon Rapids Boulevard about to get a makeover. We'll have details. But first, a big honor for a Coon Rapids police officer and his canine companion. That top CTN news this Friday, July 24th, 2015. Thanks for joining us. Whether it's a burglary or a missing persons case, there's one member of law enforcement we can rely on to sniff out the situation.
Here in Coon Rapids, Buddy the police dog is proving his canine abilities in more ways than one. CTN's Jenny Yu explains.
Come on. Good boy.
Officer Mark Mac McDonough and his partner Buddy are inseparable. Up. The two have been a team at the Coon Rapids Police Department for nearly 7 years.
The dog has basically saved my life on many occasions, so we're pretty tight.
And their bond comes with bragging rights. Last month, Buddy, a Belgian Malinois, set the record at the U.S. Police Canine Association's Region 12 trials in Elk River.
Yeah, it was the highest score that I can remember and ever of anyone competing at this level.
Canines are tested on obedience, bite work, agility, evidence search, and suspect search. And Buddy placed first, beating out 84 other canine teams.
Yeah, the whole test is geared for real life, actually.
Now, a big part of what these dogs do is track down the bad guys in hiding. That's why during training, officers will hide in these decoy boxes and see if their dogs can track their scent.
We test dogs and drive, you know, like we throw a ball and see how much they go after it and stuff like that. His is like what we call over the top, which means he will do anything to get after what he wants.
Officer Joe Mace is a canine handler for the Minnetonka Police Department. His dog Duke placed 3rd overall, rare for a first-year rookie.
Went through school with Mac, owe a lot to him. The success that we had in trials, I can say all came from his training and knowledge.
This will be my last trial because I'm retiring, of course, and to win it at the end with a record high score, it's pretty cool.
This November, Mac is handing over his badge along with Buddy's leash.
He's kind of a special little dog, and I've had him since he was basically a pup. But obviously, I'm going to retire after 33 years.
At 7 years old, Buddy is at the age of service dog retirement too, but with funding short for another canine, he may need to stay in service a little longer.
They need community support to generate funds to buy another one. So the sad reality is probably I'll have to train him over to somebody else.
A tough loss for both Mac and Buddy,
yes,
who have been partners in crime solving from the beginning.
The dog will do everything you ask him to do. He's not asking to get paid. He doesn't get a pension. He just does it for the love and the drive, you know, to do it.
In Coon Rapids, Jenny Yu, CTN News.
If you'd like to help the Coon Rapids Police Department get a new canine, you can donate by calling the department at 763-767-6481. By the way, you can watch Buddy and dozens of other canine officers at the 2015 Minnesota Police Canine Competition. That's on Sunday, October 4th from 1 to 6 at Goodrich Field in Anoka. Proceeds benefit several area causes, including the Minnesota Law Enforcement Memorial Association.
A Navy veteran swimming the entire length of the Mississippi River made his way through Coon Rapids last weekend. Chris Ring arrived in the area on Saturday afternoon. He's trying to become the first American to swim the entire length of the Mississippi River and is also raising awareness and support for Gold Star families. In addition to using someone's slide along the way, Chris received an escort down the river and across the dam from the Coon Rapids Fire Department. He started his journey June 6th and hopes to finish on December 12th.
A popular bike and walking path along Coon Rapids Boulevard will soon be getting a makeover. On Tuesday night, the City Council approved plans to improve the Coon Rapids Boulevard Trail from Hanson Boulevard west to El Dorado Street. The existing asphalt surface will be ground up, graded, and repaved. Pedestrian curb ramps will also be constructed at street crossings. The work is expected to start at the end of August and be finished by mid-October. The City Council has rejected bids for a new building planned at Sand Creek Park. The building proposed as part of the park improvement project is supposed to include a warming house, concession area, and small maintenance building, but the bids that came in are pushing the project over budget. The City Council plans to analyze the building uses further and will eventually rebid the project early next year when the bidding environment improves.
The Coon Rapids Summer in the City meetings resume next week. So far this summer, 2 community meetings have been held to give residents more information about what's happening in their area and the opportunity to ask questions of the City Council and city staff members. The next neighborhood meeting will take place on Tuesday, July 28th at Moore Park. The final meeting of the summer is set for August 25th at Riverview Park. The meetings run from 6:30 to 8 p.m. Fire trucks, police cars, and other city equipment will also be on display. Well, a much bigger community meeting includes a Ferris wheel, cows, and cheese curds.
Cheese curds?
Yes.
Oh, it's that time again for the Anoka County Fair, where a variety of competitions, rides, and foods are drawing people in for their annual fix. CTN's Joe Nelsis joins us now from the fairgrounds with more. Joe?
Steve and Karen, thousands of families come to the fair each year to continue old traditions and to start new ones. We took a look at the fair's beginnings and how a variety of attractions bring in people from throughout the state.
Toddlers, teens, parents, and grandparents made their way to the Anoka County Fair this week, celebrating summer together. County Historical Society Program Director Vicki Wendell says the area has had fairs for more than 150 years.
It became the street fair in the city of Anoka for a while. Then it was after that that the Agricultural Society, as we know it today, got organized and began having what we call the Anoka County Fair.
She says changes over the years are noticeable.
We've shifted more to having things like llamas and a lot more horses than we ever used to see.
But much has stayed the same.
We see references to food. You go to the fair to eat. That hasn't changed.
A dozen kids each year come to ride more than just the Ferris wheel.
That's kind of originally where it started, you know, farm riding sheep.
Fair Director Jeff Boyd helped bring mutton busting or sheep riding to the fair's rodeo a few years ago.
I was excited and a little scared because I felt like I was going to injure one of my body parts. I just closed my eyes and thought of happy things so I wouldn't be scared anymore.
For some, it's a fun one-time experience, but for others, it's a serious competition.
The sheep just fell down. I just didn't fall off. The sheep fell down.
The smile says it all. It doesn't, you know, money can't buy that.
Whatever the reason, those smiles return each year on kids of all ages.
You can go on fun rides, a roller coaster, it goes round and round.
They put a lot of people through the gate here. It's awesome. I know we'll be back, you know, year after year.
Everybody comes out here and they're out to have a good time. They're all in a good mood.
The fair continues through Sunday with a demolition derby at 3 o'clock. In next month's episode of Community Close-Up, we'll meet an area driver who tells us what it's like to have cars coming at you from all directions, hoping to smash into you. Steve and Karen?
Sounds like a great time. Thanks, Joe.
Thanks, Joe.
The Anoka County Fair took time out this week to honor senior volunteers from the area. 2 volunteers from Coon Rapids were actually named Outstanding Seniors during a special ceremony Wednesday afternoon. Roger Wolfgram, better known as the Snowflake Days King, took home the Outstanding Award for the guys. And the gals, Louise Plemling, received the top award. She's been a regular volunteer at Camellia Rose for more than a decade.
When I moved into Coon Rapids, and I was wondering I can do something to do. I was a widow at the time, and I said, well, let's go down and see what they have, and that's 12 years ago.
Well, it's kind of unbelievable. I didn't even know such a thing existed, so it's quite an honor.
Both Roger and Louise will represent Anoka County at the Minnesota State Fair in just over a month.
Dozens of students from Coon Rapids got some important lessons in safety this week.
We can pick things up on a rope dangling from the bottom of our helicopter with that hook. I can pick up injured people.
More than 100 children participated in the Coon Rapids Safety Camp Tuesday and Wednesday. This year's camp was held at the Coon Rapids Ice Center due to ongoing construction work at Sand Creek Park. The 2-day camp teaches kids everything from bike and water safety to electrical and train safety. Coming up in just a couple minutes, you can learn more about Safety Camp now in its 20th year on this week's edition of CTN News Spotlight.
There's a new addition at a local park that's sure to excite baseball players and fans alike. Crews are working to install a new scoreboard on the east field at Wintercrest Park. Previously, only the west field had a scoreboard, but both fields now do thanks to a donation from the Coon Rapids Baseball Association with assistance from the Coon Rapids Cardinal Little League. The city will technically own the scoreboard, but the association is responsible for all future maintenance. Quite the entrance at another ballpark in town this week. Members of the Coon Rapids Cardinal Little League 12-year-old All-Star team got a ride on top of a fire truck Wednesday morning before heading to Duluth to play in the state tournament. As of the taping of this newscast, the team has won 1 and lost 1. They need to win 3 more games to advance to the regional tournament in Indianapolis. So we certainly wish them the best of luck.
Go guys, good luck. Thank you so much for watching, and be sure to stay tuned for CTN News Spotlight.